Okay, we've been working on nouns all week, and today we want to talk about plural nouns. How do we make a noun change from singular, which means just one of them, to plural, which means more than one? So there are some rules about how you do the spelling for these nouns. A regular plural noun, typically you just add an S. We add S. So for a word like pen, it becomes pens, just an S. For a word like hurricane, it becomes hurricanes. There are 2 hurricanes out in the Atlantic Ocean. One thing I want to caution you is these do not have apostrophes because apostrophes show ownership. They are only used when you're saying it belongs to someone. Adding an S just means there's more than one. Now, some of them have some spelling changes. For example, if we have the word glass, glass has an S at the end of it. When a word has an S at the end of it, we add ES. So glasses is the new word, and it's spelled like this, glasses, okay? Now, there are some other words that also have that ES pattern. If it ends in a digraph like CH or SH, it also ends with an ES. So if I wanted to say lunch, we put our lunches in the box before the field trip. We would add ES to lunches because it ends with a digraph at the end. So that word would become lunches. Okay? Another one, lashes. My girls like to get their lashes done. So it ends with a digraph SH. So we would put an ES on the end of that, and the word would become lashes. Everybody likes some fancy lashes. All right. The next rule I want to talk to you about is if the word ends in a Y. So Y words, like baby. These are different because we have to take that Y off. So we take the Y off, and the spelling change is I-E-S. So the word babies is spelled like this, B-A-B-I-E-S, babies. So far we've got 2 rules here. We've got ES as a rule, and then we've got IES. There's one more, and we don't use this one very often. When a word ends with an F, it becomes a V. And I think that's just because of the way our tongues move. So for example, if the word were shelf, I need you to put up a shelf in my bedroom. If we wanted to say shelves, it kind of sounds weird. So what we do is we take the F off and we add V-E-S. So if it ends in an F, it gets replaced with a V, and it becomes shelves. ES, like this. Okay? So those are all the spelling changes. All right? The next one, these are called irregular plural nouns because these are totally different. There are a few like this. There's actually quite a few, but I'm going to show you a few. These are plural nouns that become completely different words. For example, the word foot. We know we don't have 1 foot, we have 2 feet. Another one, woman. 1 woman was in the checkout line, and then several more women came up behind her. That becomes women. So we have a spelling change from an A here to an E. There are some words that are like this. Another kind of irregular plural noun that you're going to encounter is it's the same word. So for example, deer. You can have one deer or you could have a dozen deer grazing in the field. It would all be the same, deer. Same thing with fish. You can have one fish in your tank or 100 fish in your tank. It would be the same word. So those kinds are called irregular plural nouns. So we've got a couple of different spelling changes and then some irregular ones to look at in our assignment. So keep in mind, if it ends with an S or a digraph, we're going to add ES. That's the rule there. If it ends in a Y, we're going to add IES. If it ends in an F, we're going to add VES. That's the rule there. Those are the spelling changes. And then we've also got some irregular plural nouns, which I bet if you just listen to the way they sound in the sentence or as you speak, you'll be able to figure those out too. Okay?